Well, thanks for checking out my channel. I had said I was headed for rock, so I hit the road, headed over to Central Oregon from the Boise area. And I was headed over there because I've got a load of rock I was planning to bring back. And so here is kind of the way things went. Visited a couple spots where looked at some saws. They had one like my saw here, painted up a little different. I was trying to learn a little bit about how they run the automatic cutoff because my switch failed and I'm in the middle of fixing that up. So checked that out. There's a lot of cool saws. This one, like I say, was like mine. Ended up at the location where I was picking up rock and ended up with 165 5-gallon buckets loaded up. I figure, 60, 70 pounds each in their shed. They had a bunch of saws, and check out that behemoth in the back. This guy has this custom built saw that is truly huge. And they were cutting. So anyway, spent time loading the trailer and kind of looking at some of the things they had, but check out the inside of this thing. It's how big a saw was that? A 32-inch blade, I think it is truly huge. You can climb in there. It's that big. You can climb in there and lay down. So that all got loaded, and you see here kind of the full trailer that we headed away with. So got that out and got that all ready for loading a few more things and getting ready to head back. The truck's brake controller couldn't see the trailer when we were getting done. This pigtail connector here had been drug on the ground and just wasn't making a good connection. You can see this was after we had done some work. There's a new pigtail we installed laying there on the ground. It was a bit of a rat's nest of wires in there, and so that all got replaced with new when we installed the new pigtail. And then the brake controller could see the trailer brakes and looked like we were ready to go. We also needed a weight distribution hitch installed in this trailer. We didn't have the hookups for the chain, and it took a little custom welding, but luckily there was a guy in town. He ended up doing some custom welding for us overnight, the night before we were going to leave. The hardware wasn't wide enough to fit over the top of the trailer, and that's what he customized for us so it would fit. Now, another thing that I do in my shop is I sell slabs of wood. I've got a lot of first cuts and live edge slabs, and they need kind of to not take up so much space. And so out in the back 40 here, we came across some things that could help me keep organized. A big stand-up rack that the slabs could lean against the wall and all be kind of contained and forklift movable. And so we dug this thing out. It was quite a bit of work. It was buried and on top of things. This thing's several hundred pounds, pretty heavy. And we're going to put this on the trailer. So this was going to sit on top of the rock, and we needed to get this thing from where it was kind of on the back 40 and up and on the trailer. So we didn't have forklift here, and so we were doing this all by hand. And so here you can kind of see what we went through getting this thing from buried in the yard in the back, flipped out on a little dolly, rolled up the hill, and then cranked onto the trailer, and had to move rock around and get this thing to sit down in there. The whole thing took longer than we planned and wanted to, but we headed out that night. Loaded a little heavy, would go a little lighter in the truck next time, and got this thing to the building the next day, started unloading. That rack was too tall for my ceilings, and so my neighbor torched off the top part that was too tall, and now it's sitting in there holding slabs in first cuts, and looks like it saves me a bunch of space in the building. And I'm working on my switch, getting it set up a little bit like that one I saw earlier. And once that's all ready to go, I'm back to cutting rock. So that's kind of the journey that got me, I don't know, I figure it's about between 6 and 8 tons of rock probably came in. So I'll have new things to cut, some interesting stuff. I'll have more videos about kind of what things I'm going to cut first and what I'm doing to get organized, because there's a lot of rock to sort and process. So thanks for watching. Hope that you kind of enjoyed that. And if you did, please like, and you can shoot me comments and subscribe. So, all right, I'll be cutting rock soon.